Hello.
Hi. Wait,
Hey,
sorry.
yeah.
There we go.
Hi,
Hi.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So nice to meet you.
Nice.
I think it's great, obviously, because I'm sure you have so much on your plate already as it is with your day job, but wanting to do all of these things, it's just, I'm sure it's going to help like a lot of people. So I thank you for having me. I'm kind of excited to discuss our topic, our work-life balance topic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it's better than Gino kasi, walang kwenta siya. Joke. Joke lang. He's great. Well, since you introduced yourself
Mm-mm.
really quick, something
Yeah,
about
sure,
me.
sure.
Yeah, so that's just a little bit about me.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask more if you have any
Yeah.
questions. I feel so formal. Oh my gosh. But yeah.
Sorry, Bea, I'll say pala the intro muna for the show before I
Ah,
actually ask the questions.
okay.
Put that
Yeah,
na
no,
lang.
sure.
Yeah.
I can do that again. Don't
Ah,
don't
okay.
worry. You could have stopped me. It's fine.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of YannaAsks. And today's topic is actually something that a lot of people from the workforce are struggling with. And even right now that, we're in quarantine and most of the people are working from home, I think it's still a struggle for some. And I'm actually talking about achieving work-life balance. And so for today, I've invited someone who is, a lady on top of her game, and she's just able to juggle different things in her life, and she exemplifies having this balance in different things that she does. So she is a host, a certified fitness influencer and enthusiast. I mean, if you go to her IG page, you would know what I'm talking about. And she is a famous female DJ in the Philippine radio. So everyone, let's welcome from Magic 89.9, Bea Fabregas. What's up,
Hi.
Bea?
Yana, thank you so much for that
Mm,
kind
you.
introduction. I'm so excited to be here. I really feel like discussions like this, we should be having discussions like this because we're in uncharted territory.
Mhm.
Everybody is kind of experiencing, this, quarantine, and nobody really knew how to deal with it. And there's so many things that are like rising to the surface na parang you're learning about yourself and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So when I got the invite from you, I was, really, really excited. So thank you for having me.
And I'm sure our viewers would like to get to know you more. So, I've mentioned some things about you. So maybe you can share more a bit of what you do, like in terms of your career and the other passions or hobbies that you're able to do alongside.
I always find that question difficult kasi nga I've done I don't have like an office job. Like I've had different jobs throughout my working career, and I started working pretty early. So I was hired as a radio DJ in 2012.
Mhm.
So I was basically a student DJ for 1 year. Then I got hired, and literally the day after graduation, I was on the radio. Like I did not do like I'm gonna take a break before I work. Like I had no break. Like I've just been working since college, and I had the opportunity of being the courtside reporter for UP at the time, and then eventually working with Fox Sports. And recently, I do guest on CNN regularly as the tennis analyst. So I'm their tennis analyst on CNN Sports Desk. But I'm very, very proud to have been part of the team that covered the SEA Games
Right.
just late last year, and it was a very, very I would guess fulfilling experience to see our athletes compete for our country. But also when we talk about work-life balance, I think that was the busiest season of my life. I'm an events host and a radio DJ, and I do online work with brands like Nike. I'm very, very proud to be a Nike ambassador and Globe ambassador as
Mm-mm.
well for
Mm-mm.
for 4 years. So
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. That's really a lot. So as said, you're really someone, who really exemplifies having this balance of the doing different things, juggling different things. And so that's a good segue to our main topic for today, which is struggle with work-life balance. So as said, it's really something that a lot of people from the workforce really find hard to achieve, especially, if you're someone who is working for long hours and then you still have traffic to deal with, or you have other personal responsibilities. Like, for example, you're a parent, you have kids, you have family. It's extra hard, right? So maybe, as for you, since you're successful in your career, you're able to do other passions or hobbies alongside. Do you have tips? How do you actually manage the time you spend at work, the time you spend with family, and the time you spend with yourself or in pursuing your hobbies or passions?
I think it's so interesting that you mentioned traffic and like life at home, because like for me personally, real quick, like I remember having a day where all of my jobs, I had to do something for all of my jobs. Like, like nagkakataon na it hit one day and like I had something for everything. And so I do work out. So like I start my day at like 6 a.m. And then I remember I had to interview somebody for CNN from like around 8 to 11. Then I had radio from 12 to 2. And then I had hosting and, and I had to get there and it ended like super late. And the main thing that would stress me out, obviously work and there's a lot to do, but was getting from one place to another, in Metro Manila. And, it's like you have to be, can you just imagine having to go to 4 venues in a day, like in Manila? So, so there's a lot of outside factors that add to the stress. I think what's worked for me, and, you had Gino guest on your previous episode. Gino calls me boring. Like he says he says I'm a 60-year-old wrapped in like my late 20s body, my 28-year-old body. Like I'm such a lola / tita. I'm so boring now. And my response to him is always because Gino was my radio partner, I'm like, you're absolutely right. I am boring. And I did not shy away from that because, after a long day, your friends want to go out and you're exhausted. Like, for a fact you're exhausted, but you still do it. Like, I honestly do not believe in that. Like, I have reached a point when it comes to, the Filipinos are jahe to say no sometimes.
Yeah.
It's really something where we don't like being in awkward situations because who would want to, right? You're being extended an invite. But I got to a point in my life where I'd just be like, no, I'm sorry, I'm tired. I feel like to be able to perform all the things that I wanted to do at work well, and we do want to perform in an excellent way, you have to know when your body's just like enough. Because there will be a time to go out with friends and to see family.
Exactly.
But, you have to be able to just say no and stop and give yourself time to recover. Identifying when you're exhausted, and whether that's physical or mental. So if you're not physically exhausted and you're mentally drained, then sure, going out with your friends for dinner or, seeing your significant other would be great for you. But if you're physically exhausted, go home and sleep. Like, matulog ka na, girl. Like, just, and it sounds simple, but I feel like people don't, do it as much, because they want to achieve you want to unwind, but at the same time you want to rest. And like, I understand it's hard to kind of navigate through that. But I think that it came to a point where I could not ignore the fact that I was so tired. Even like dates, my boyfriend or my fiance now.
Congrats.
My fiance, thank you. I would be like, I really want to see you, but I'm so tired. And so, it makes seeing him or seeing my friend so much special, like on the weekend, so much more special on the weekend because I'm there, I'm present. That's I don't know if you can relate to anything that I said, but
I do agree, especially on learning how to say no to some things. Because realistically speaking, you can't do everything, diba? You can't say yes to all the invites, else di ka na matutulog. And I think that's also where prioritization comes in. Because, for example, you can't just achieve this parang perfect Venn diagram of everything.
Yeah.
Like, for example, 25% of my time at work, 25% of my time family.
Yeah.
There will really be something that will take more of your time. And that depends on the stage of your life that you're in right now. Say, for example, for me in my early adult years, it's really my career that I would say is my priority.
Yeah.
Because I'm also
Same, girl.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
At this stage, I think it's really the career, especially I'm also the breadwinner, so I have to
Mm-hmm.
prioritize my job.
Yeah.
So yun, I think it's more of knowing lang what to prioritize. But of course, we're not encouraging burnout here. I mean, from time to time, you
Yeah.
have to rest, you have
No.
to distress. It's more of
Yeah.
time management than yeah.
Even for me, my weekends have work. I don't have a weekend because I have hosting sometimes Saturday and Sunday. And so Monday I get to radio and I'm like, I didn't even have a weekend. So parang there are days like that na parang, I'm sure people take work home on the weekends and then biglang Monday na agad. So, diba, parang saan napunta? Ano nangyari? So you do have to identify that. So I guess it's easier said than done for sure. But it has worked for me. Like, I guess it's just getting the rhythm and the flow of it and training your mind to be stronger about things like that.
Agree. Yung weekend super bilis lang dumaan.
Diba?
Yeah, parang natulog ka lang and then okay, Monday na naman.
Monday
Just
na.
like tuloy-tuloy. And yeah, if I may add also, I think it would make a difference then if you make some tasks more efficient. I mean, for example, if let's say you're cooking your own food and you spend 30 minutes a day cooking your food, maybe you can consider just buying outside na lang because it can save you 30 minutes per day, and if that would accumulate in the long run, that would make an impact. So I mean, things like that. I mean, again, it's easier said than done, but you just have to identify how you can make some tasks work faster for you.
I didn't when I'm busy, I don't cook. I'm just like, because it's so exhausting. Like, ngayon lang ako nagluto in my unit. The only thing I made here before were scrambled eggs. I swear and I promise. But now, parang, wow, may pa-pasta si girl, may pa-aros ala cubana, may kung ano na, bistek Tagalog, try natin, diba? Parang, whoa.
But yeah, because in you.
But I have time now. But before I didn't. So, my Nico, my fiance, always tells me, because sometimes I'm like, oh, we're gonna eat out again, it's so expensive. Or like, mas makakatipid tayo. Then he's like, oh, makakatipid tayo, but you're so exhausted. So it's like, that's what, the extra 200 or 300 pesos you're paying for your sanity. And I feel like, that's fine. I mean, adulting is hard. Nobody told us. Hindi tayo na-inform.
True.
But it's hard. It's really difficult, So, but it's, you will flourish with the right the right schedule, the right people around you encouraging you, and friends that understand where you are in your life. Like Gino is my best friend, and he teases me for being boring, but he's not going to be upset at me for saying no to every invite, literally every invite. Like, I'm just like, no, sorry, bye, no, sorry, bye. But see, he's the true friend because he'll laugh at me. But when he actually sees me, he's like, oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. So he understood the season of my life that I was in. So that's also super important, that they get it, that your family gets it, and your friends get it. So I'm sorry, I'm yapping. Ang dami kong madaldal pala ako.
Okay, so since we mentioned it earlier na, yun nga, a lot of us were really stuck at home. So let's now go to another parang work-life balance struggle that most of the people are dealing with right now, which is the work from home burnout. And personally, working from home, I experienced this because, the things that you used to do before when you were working to distress, you can't no longer do them. Like, for example, you want to go out with your friends after work, you want to go to the gym, you want to watch movies, you can no longer do them. So parang you don't feel like you're distressing. Parang lumilipas yung day that you're just working and you just can't find some outlet. So I do understand people who are experiencing this. So I'm not sure if you've also experienced this, but do you have some tips on how you can actually avoid this work from home burnout and just have, some mental space to clear your mind if you want to take a break from your work?
Yeah, I mean, working for me here has been hosting things online, and I realized that it's given me a new, like a different kind of anxiety. I don't want to say a new level. I just want to say different
Mm-hmm.
because you're navigating through something that you don't do before, and I would like this is so petty, but it was really stressful for me. Like, oh my gosh, I have to put on a full face as if I'm going to see people, but I'm in like nobody can see me, and
I can imagine.
that would stress me out because it's not like everyday makeup. Like when
Mm-hmm.
when you host, just like
Mm-hmm.
ready for the world, and I'm just like, what? This was so So I was realizing there were so many things that were stressing me out, and there's new things. People are on meetings all day, Zoom meetings. I saw my friend. I saw my friend say one day that she had like a straight Zoom meeting, like just one lunch break, but like it was different Zoom meetings every single day. And there's things that get lost in translation, diba?
Mm-hmm.
Parang some people don't communicate well, so hindi mo alam
Yeah.
kung galit or what, diba? Parang galit ba to or stress lang siya,
Mm-hmm.
or and then there's also the thing na you can't not reply kasi nasa bahay lang naman tayo. So
Exactly.
replyan mo yung boss mo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really so strange, and I think I relate it to everything in this time, like whether it's like because I love going to the gym and that's how I de-stress. I love it. Like 6
Yeah.
a.m. I'm there, and I realized, okay, now parang I had to adjust my schedule because if I work out at 6 a.m., like there's so much of the day that's like left. So ako parang, ano gagawin natin? Like 4 p.m. pa yung meeting ko, parang
Mm-hmm.
nakakaloka, diba? So I just had to accept that this is um this is life now. And when it comes to like people, you say burnout, people are working like all day long. I can relate to that because I don't have an office. So when it comes to work stuff, like like inquiries or like questions or like stuff or like things that I have to like work on for online, they always message at any point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Like people message me for work on Sundays, like that's normal. I feel like the sooner that you accept it and you get the task done, then the sooner you get to do what you want to do in the day. I guess if I'm really like talking about, work burnout, you have to identify a point in your day where you're just going to shut down.
Yeah.
One of my closest friends is very, very stressed in her work from home. She says she works longer hours now than when she was in the office.
Mm-hmm.
And she her boss is not, I wouldn't say demanding, but they're also stressed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's stressed. So it's that's for me has helped, those little things, shutting down, social media detox, working out, journaling. So it sounds trivial, but voila, these are things we need to do now,
Yeah.
you know.
You really have to find ways on how you can actually motivate then yourself if you feel
Yes.
burned out at working from home. And I think if I may add also, it pays to be grateful. I mean, at the end of the day, if you come to think of it, you still have a job.
Yes.
Some people have lost their
Yes.
jobs. Some people have lost their businesses, and I feel sorry for those people. So, whenever there are times that I feel like my work is too much or I'm already burned out, I
Yeah.
just think that at the end of the day, I still have work, and it's something that I have to be grateful for. So it kind of sets
Yeah.
the tone na parang, ayun na, I feel, okay, I have to do this. I'm very much lucky that I have work. So I'm just going to do everything.
Really like that you mentioned that. And I'm sorry that I didn't say that earlier. We need to be grateful.
Thank you so much, Bea.
Ah!
Really, really
No.
informative talk. And I'm sure, those tips would really help a lot of people, would help me, in dealing with this struggle with achieving work-life balance. And guys, if you have comments or questions whatsoever, just feel free to comment down below or send some DMs on our Instagram accounts. You guys, please follow Bea. If you're not working out right now, for sure, you will be inspired to work out if you see her IG page. So
My
yeah,
gosh. Yeah. And I just want to say real quick, thank you for having me. And, as you said, you're juggling so many things. And I think that it's great that this is another thing. This is another thing that you want to do because it is an important conversation to have. So I'm so happy. Thank you so much for having me. I really
Thank
am so honored.
you.
I hope to meet you like in person.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Diba?
I'm a fan
Yeah.
for sure. Yes. Hope
No, we
tell
have to
Jeff.
like, yeah. Oh my gosh. But don't make me run a marathon. But
Yeah.
I hope to meet you.
Yep.
So
Hopefully, once
thank
the
you.
gyms are already open, let's work out
Yeah.
together.
I know we should. I'm so
Yep.
game.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you
Have a
so much,
great
Bea.
day.
Yeah. Have a great day too.
Thank you.
Bye.